All right. The reason we're reinforcing it on this side is because of the hazards behind it. Okay. We've lost quite a few tops of trees the last big storm. So we figure, okay, maybe that will save our pump and tank if we build it sturdy enough in case a tree limb falls. Oh man, we're cooling off in the car, the truck. It's really super hot and
ridiculous.
I didn't check that.
See, there's a difference between where we moved from, Las Vegas, which gets much hotter than Texas. But now that we're in Texas, like today, I think the high is supposed to be 97 or something. 97 in Texas feels like 117 in Vegas.
Yeah.
Because in Vegas, there's no humidity. You don't sweat. Here, it hits 85 and you start sweating. 97 feels like you're in a steamer.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I can't even find your weather on yours. There's your weather. Where are we at? Big Sandy. It's 95 degrees right now.
Okay.
Humidity is 38. And it feels like it's 99. The sun's starting to drop, so that helps. He's going to let me actually try to use a power tool. Okay, I'll get him started. Oh, you want me to get him started?
You can if you want. You want to?
Yeah, I'll try. Here.
There you go.
Okay, there you go. All right, give me a screw.
You see how the princess does it.
Right about there, right?
That'll work. Good job. It's not too far. You don't want to come through the other side. Here you
Exactly.
go. Once you get it going, if you put your other hand on the back top of this, it'll be easier for you. Okay.
See?
She's already a master at this.
It's been a long time, but...
When it comes to fixing vehicles, she's the boss. When it comes to doing construction, she hasn't done a whole lot of that. Although her and her first husband built a house.
Yeah, we doubled the size of the house.
There you go. We're going to put plywood on the top and on this side. The rest of it, all it's going to have is going to be metal sheathing around it. And then on the back side of the metal sheathing, we'll use liquid nail to attach insulation. So it will be somewhat insulated. The one thing you don't want to do is you don't want your pump to freeze in the wintertime. So we'll have a heat lamp in there. So far so good.
Yes, it's going through. Barely. Barely going through.
Heating it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now what's the plan? Okay. That's a Harbor Freight tool right there, y'all. Smoking. Smoking. Right.
Okay. I think I can do it all from a jigsaw now.
Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, we've got hinges, you guys, and screws to go with the hinges.
Yay! Alright.
Take that one off, put that one on.
The object is going to be to get these attached so that if I cut the entire door out, it's going to fall. It's going to be real hard to center.
Yeah.
Get these attached first.
There you go. See, I wouldn't have known how to do this stuff, Greg. No way. Me?
It's the first time I've ever done a well house.
Alright guys, had camera malfunction, it got too hot. Our dozer guy's here, and his wife. Hey, he's cutting the door. It's almost done. One more cut, one more cut. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Do we have a door?
Yeah, we have a door.
Wanna see? Awesome. That's good. Oh, whole door. It works. Oh my goodness. High five. Love you, baby. Alright. Greg's already got these two panels up. It's like, you know, leftover from his buddy's barnuminium and stuff. But, yeah, it's dirty, but we'll clean it up. But there's special screws that you have to use. It's got the rubber gasket on there, so you don't have to like use sealant on every screw. But so Greg's already got two panels up, and things are looking good. Seriously, look, there's the door, here's the back side. Front is covered. Yeah, I'm stepping back. This is spraying sparks at me at least 10 foot away. This ladder has been all the way from Texas to Vegas and back. Now it's time to change the battery. Now that we're totally exhausted, dirty, you name it, even the camera's dirty. Alright, so I got that much done filling in the trench in between everything else. And we have a mess to clean up. But it's almost getting dark. What time is it now? 7:30. 7:30. Alright. You guys, we're a mess. Total mess. But it looks good. Look, the door. We got a door. We got 2 walls on. That'll work.
Okay guys, as you know, we've been building our well house, and the other day I came out here early. I got here about 6:30 in the morning, and I thought, you know, I could finish this entire well house today. Janet was working, so I knew it was going to be hard to film, and it was 106 degrees out. No joking, 106 degrees. Ridiculous heat. But I thought, I can get this done. So I set up the camera, started working. About 2 minutes into filming, camera goes out. Too hot, camera overheated. All day long it was overheating, so I couldn't film it, but I did get the well house finished. And I'll kind of go through and tell you what I did. Okay, as I was putting the steel around the outside of the framing, whenever I would come to a corner, I wasn't sure how to end the corner. I thought, well, I'll just butt the steel up against each other, and then I'll get some trim wood and I'll finish it off with trim wood. Well, I came up with a better idea. This piece right here, as you can see, I can move it with my hands, is actually a section of the full sheet. I just cut right down here and here, because this section right here makes a perfect 90-degree corner. And then I was able to take and wrap the edges with that piece, put screws into them, they're sealed. And then on the front of the door, or the front of the well house, I didn't want to cover this section with steel where the door is. That's the reason we used treated wood on this, because Janet's put a primer coat on this yesterday, so it doesn't have its finished coat yet, but you'll get the idea. I didn't want to put steel on this because I raised this door up off the ground, and I did it on purpose so somebody would have to step over it. And the reason being is that I'm going to come back inside the well house when everything's finished, and I'm going to put some concrete inside of here. But before I do that, I've got to get my water line run down into the ground outside and back up so that I have access to water outside before I do any concrete in here. Because once I do concrete in here, if I ever have a problem with it, I'm gonna have to bust through the concrete to get down to the piping. So that's the reason I came up with this idea here, was that I knew these wood doors over several years, they may bow a little bit, they may, you know, if you have them going all the way down to the ground, you may have dirt come up against the front of them, they become hard to open and close. So I decided to raise the door up off the ground like this. Anybody can step over it to work on it, but the key to this is now when I do the concrete on the inside, it'll be sealed off from any rats or mice or anything that can get inside of it from there, from the outside. And I don't have to worry about my door sitting down in wet, damp ground during the rain. So hopefully it'll help make the door last longer. Now, one thing that I did do, and that you should do if you need to build a well house, measure the size of your tank so that you make sure and make your door wide enough to get your tank in and out of the well house. Now, tanks very rarely go out, very rarely go bad, but sometimes if you have one long enough, it can rust out. And if you don't have your door wide enough or big enough for somebody to be able to get it through, or a couple guys to get it through, then you have your option of tearing a side of the building off, which I really didn't want to do, to get the tank out, or removing the roof and pulling it out of the top. So, and then on our roof, what I did, got some 1/2-inch treated plywood. I put that on the roof first, just to support the weight of the steel so that the steel wouldn't bow too bad. And then I went ahead and screwed the steel roof down to the plywood. So, and then I also doubled it. So here you see there's actually 2 sheets of steel. And that's one of the good things about working with steel, is that when you have a sheet, like a normal size sheet would go from this corner to right over to here. That's one sheet. Now, if you have an end off of another cut piece of steel, you can use it here. If not, if you have to use another full sheet, you just overlap it. Instead of having it come to here, you'd have it overlap to here so that you'd have a smaller cut on this side. Makes it pretty easy to work with. But overall, for using some leftover steel and a little bit of plywood, some 4x4 posts and 2x4s, I think it turned out pretty good. And now I'll come back inside at a later date, because right now it's August, late August. Too hot to do it now. But when it cools off, I'll insulate the inside of the steel building, which will help it stay warmer during the winter time. And I don't have it in here, but I've got a plug. I've got a plug here, an outlet. But I bought a plug for that outlet that is basically an on and off switch for a red heat lamp. The heat lamp will sit right up here. That's what this 2x4 is for. But when I plug the heat lamp into that outlet, anytime the temperature drops below 35 degrees, it turns the heat lamp on. And then anytime it gets above 45 degrees, it turns it back off. So I don't have to manually come out all the time. You know, in the middle of the night, you realize, oh shoot, I forgot to turn the well light on, or the well heating system. So it's 12 degrees, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I got to go out there and turn that light on. What a pain in the butt. So instead of doing that, I put that timer system on it, which is only, I think I paid $12 for it. And I don't have to worry about going out in the cold to turn the heater on in the well. And remember, on this side of the top of the framing, I put a 2x12 because of that tree right there. Now when we started this, we had 2 or 3 more trees here, and I was worried one of the trees would fall on the well. But when our excavator guy came out to put our pad in, he had his bulldozer with him, and he's the one who cleared the property originally. So I asked him if he would take down the trees that might hit the well or might knock our power line down. And he was kind enough to do that for me. And if you look at our land now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 trees that he knocked over for me. And since he already had his bulldozer out here, he gave me a great price on it. I mean, it would have, somebody would have charged me more to use a chainsaw and take down one of those trees than he charged me to take all 13 of them down. And he did all of those trees in less than an hour. I hope that you enjoyed watching me put together the well house. It's kind of an experience. I had never done that before. I have a friend that had done it, and I looked at his well house, got the general idea, and then came up with my own idea. His was much taller. I didn't want a real tall well house because we're really not sure if our house is going to sit in front of the well house or behind the well house yet. And I thought, if we end up sitting the house back here behind the well house, I don't want this big tall well house blocking the view of the home. So I decided to go ahead and just do a 6 feet tall. So anyhow, hope that helps you guys. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, the subscribe button, hit the little bell up at the corner for notifications. And until next time, have a great day. Bye.
Strange RV tours will take you places with Greg and Janet's smiling faces. You might see a crazy flavored soda review or some tips to fix your RV too. So come along, won't you join us, friend, as we discover what's around the bend. Just sit right back in your easy chair. Strange RV Tours is on the air. Strange RV Tours is on the air.